There are a few guys that I would say that I have questions that I'm just curious to hear your thoughts on.
Sure.
The first of those is Jase Richardson,
Okay.
Guard from Michigan State, shot it well, all this kind of stuff. If you look at his numbers on a per minute basis, they aren't all that different from Dylan Harper's. And I know that he's a little smaller, that kind of stuff, but I'm curious what you think of him.
Yeah, Jase is interesting, and I was just talking with some folks on the group chat about this the other day. So son of NBA star Jase Richardson, known for being an insane athlete, and Jase is 6 feet tall and not particularly that good an athlete. And he has a younger brother, Jackson, that is 6'5" and an insane athlete. So it's like, damn, like literally just skipped him with the elite physical tools, because I think he's the most.
What you're saying is he's basically Chris Whitney.
Yeah, honestly, you look around, you're like, holy shit, the family reunion, everyone is 6'5" and has a 40-inch vertical, and I'm over here at the kids' table. But the guy that started off the year coming off the bench for Michigan State, which was an interesting choice even then because it was pretty clear he could play, ended up being kind of like the engine of that team by the end of the year. Only really drives one way with one hand, which makes me a little anxious about a college guard who's a little undersized. Like, it worked at the college level. No one could stop him going left, but it's probably a little easier to do at the NBA level when all of the guys are bigger and more athletic than you. So you're really betting on him being able to do like the Jalen Brunson thing we talked about and use skill and craft. And I just think like the window to do that is a little narrower, but betting on, the second generation NBA guy, I don't think is always the worst guy to bet on in those situations. It worked for Jalen Brunson, right? He's a clear student of the game.
Yeah.
So I would be totally fine in that 18 range. And I think that's probably closer to where, most teams have him projected. Let's see. Yeah, he's 16 on that mock. So if he was really your guy and you wanted to go up to 14 to get him, I don't remember what his combine measurements were like where he was at wingspan wise, Kevin, but I don't remember it being particularly good.
His wingspan was
okay.
Was good in relation to his height. Let me pop this.
A +5-ish kind of thing.
Give me a second. Help if I typed in his name correctly. Yeah. So let's see. Yeah, he had a 5.5-inch difference between height and wingspan, and that kind of difference, we're talking. I mean, that difference is a full standard deviation above average.
That's good.
And that kind of
it offsets a little bit of the
differential is usually a good predictor of a successful player.
Yeah,
I have a theory about that based on my own playing days.
Fire away. Let's hear
it. My theory is that when you're playing, you make passes around the height of the guy that's there. You see the guy, you see the height, and you think
hard to judge how long he is though, just looking at him.
And then you get these like long arms that just like reach up and steal the ball. I'm thinking of one particular guy that I used to play with. He was probably about 5'7", maybe 5'8".
Okay.
And he probably had like a 6'8" wingspan. It felt like it because you'd pass the ball anywhere near him and he'd just like, his hand would pop out and he'd have the ball and you'd be like, damn it. I forgot that he's got this freakish.
It sneaks up on you.
Yeah. So when I look at him, I see, the shot making is there. Very good shooter from everywhere. Not a ton of playmaking, but some rebounding. It's like I see enough there that, I mean, at the moment he sits 6th in Yoda, which I feel like is probably higher than it should be.
I'm a little surprised by that, but given things like the offset for height and stuff, but I guess like you said, the wingspan kind of
I'm going to be playing with the way that I'm doing length because I don't really love what I'm doing, but I'm intrigued. And like you say, if maybe move up to 14, 15, 13, somewhere in there and pick him, absolutely.
Yeah, that wouldn't bother me one bit in somewhere in that range. I think on my own personal board, I have him around the range of their second pick. So no complaints there for me.